All right, Sarah, it's all you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I don't think I've ever told Marissa this, but I actually have followed her since I think pretty much I started Plexus. I remember going to convention in Vegas and I saw Marissa and I was like, I should go say hi. No, it's gonna be weird. I should go say hi. I ended up going with the it's gonna be weird and I didn't. But we've met before at another event and I just love her and y'all have such an amazing team. I'm like seeing pictures pop up and I'm like, oh, I've seen y'all's post before. And I can just tell that y'all have such an amazing community. And that's something that's really inspiring to me about y'all's team. And you guys, I know, have been helping so many people. And so I'm excited to share my story with you because it's a lot of just what the Lord has done to humble me and grow me and push me out of my comfort zone. And so just praying that my story and some of the struggles I've been through can encourage someone else and help someone else in their journey, because this business has completely changed our life. So a little bit about my story real quick. I am a mom of 3 boys. My husband is a worship pastor. I actually started Plexus for the business. I was praying and looking for a way that I could stay home. I was working full-time as an events coordinator. My husband was doing ministry and does not bring in a lot of money. And so we got pregnant with our first son and we kind of I just knew I'd always have to work. And that was just like heartbreaking to me. I looked at our life like in a box. I kind of saw it all, just like I knew exactly how it was going to go. I knew if we'd ever go to Disneyland, it was going to be because someone paid for our family to go. Like I just knew the box that we were in. And so network marketing was not on I just never even thought it was an actual option. I didn't think people made real money with it. And I never saw something that was like, oh, like that looks amazing. I want to be part of that. So I just kept praying for a way that I could stay home. I remember thinking maybe I could like do something crafty, but I'm not crafty at all. So I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. And the Lord just brought Plexus to me. I had some friends from college that were doing it, and I just kept stalking their post. There was a couple girls that I remember seeing post about it, and I kept stalking all their posts. And so if you have someone that you've been wanting to reach out to, but you're like, oh, I don't know, we don't know each other super well, or maybe they're like, they haven't even liked or commented on anything, y'all reach out to them. The girls that I signed up under, I had met like one time. One of the other girls, I almost clicked her link, but like I was like, oh, we never met, so that would be weird. But so if you got someone that you're like, oh, I need to reach out to them, but this might be weird, y'all just do it, because you never know who is watching. And the girl that I actually signed up under, she was silver. But I signed up with the intention for the business. So like I didn't even know that she was silver, but like it wasn't on my radar. Like, oh, I wonder what rank she is. So I know so many times we can feel like, oh, well, I need to be at this level or make this much money or be at this rank or whatever before I can help someone with the business. But I didn't join her because I knew like, oh, well, she brings in the amount that I want to bring in. I joined her because I saw the opportunity of what was possible. And so I hope for anyone else that you're like, if you want to reach out to someone about the business, but you feel like you might need to be at a certain point, like do not let that hold you back, because I joined specifically for the business. And so I started the business in 2017 and I like just went for it. I like went running all the way through. I'm in this, I'm doing this. I didn't know about Hawaii or the Lexus until I was a little bit into the business. And then that was even just like even of a bigger like draw for me. So it took me about 8 months to replace my income to be able to become a stay-at-home mom. And I will never forget that day, last day in the office. And I have now been a stay-at-home mom because of Plexus. It'll be 5 years in January that I've been a stay-at-home mom. We now have 3 boys instead of just 1. And I've been able to stay home always. And now because of that, and my oldest son was about like 18 months old by the time I got to walk away from my job. And that has just completely changed our life. Like we're homeschooling now. I would never have gotten that opportunity if it wasn't for Plexus. So I am so grateful for the business because it's had such an impact on our life. So after I became a stay-at-home mom, though, I saw the vision of what was possible, though, past that. I heard about the Lexus, I heard about Hawaii, and I'm like, I'm game. Like, let's do this. I want that. And I was like running towards that. And so it took me about 21 months. So I went pretty fast to Emerald. But then what happened was I hit that and I realized I was chasing the carrot. I had this big goal to stay home with my son. That happened. And then I had this big carrot of wanting the Lexus, wanting Hawaii. And then that happened. And then I was like, okay, well, where do I go from here? And I had a lot of just belief in myself that I thought this was as far as I could go. And the Lord really had to do a lot of work in my life, because I remember getting to a point at the same time thinking, like, this is awesome. Like, I've got this under control. Like, I'm amazing. I can remember going to a Plexus event, and someone was like, this is a great time to network and meet other people. And I was like, well, yeah, like maybe I'll make some friends, but like our team already, we know all the things. Like, why would I need to know like what other people are doing? Like, we know all the things. And so the Lord really had to humble me. So 2020 hit, and I know that was probably a crazy year for everybody. And my upline stopped working the business. And I didn't realize until she stopped that I put so much of my success on her. And I thought because she was successful, it was the reason that I was successful. And so I got to a point where I'm like a Plexus for life, where like I'm not going anywhere. But I got to a point where I was like, I'm just going to keep falling back, because if she's not going to do this with me, there's no way that I can be successful at this. And I remember just having this thought in my head, and it probably was from the Lord, but it was just like, do I want to look back and be like, oh, because this one person didn't do it or whatever happened, like that, I'm going to let that be the thing that holds me back in continuing. And so maybe like it's not someone that's quit. Maybe it's someone that you're like, you just need that one person to do it with you, to be that runner. Or maybe someone that you thought was going to be a runner for you, they quit. Or someone that you, maybe a spouse that you thought would be supportive, or a family member, maybe they've said something that was really hurtful to you. And I just had that thought, like, I don't want to have that one person have that much control over me. And it was really hard having my power partner stop working. But the Lord ended up using it to really grow me so much. Like, I learned so many leadership opportunities through that. And through that season is when I realized so much of that carrot that I was chasing. And so how did I like change? That was probably when I felt the most burnout. I know that was one of the questions Marissa asked me, was like overcoming burnout and feeling overwhelmed. And when I was chasing a trip, when I was chasing a prize that I was going to earn, I wasn't focused on creating customers. I was focused on creating orders. And you're like, well, isn't that the same thing? Like, a customer is an order, but it's like a mindset thing. So if I'm like focused on an order, it's like, oh, where can I get points? Where can I get points? Where can I get points? Where when the Lord has like shifted my mindset, it's like, oh, okay, can I help change her life? Can I help her stay home with her babies? Can I help her bring in some extra money to cover her car payment? Oh, how can I help her feel better? And it was a mindset shift. And I realized I was feeling so much burnout from when I was focused on chasing orders, because you feel empty after that. And then if you don't hit that carrot, it feels terrible. Where when you're focused on changing lives and helping other people, if you get that carrot, you're like, ooh, awesome. This is a great thing on top of it. But you already know you're helping that person, and you're helping someone else feel better, helping someone have financial security and freedom. And so it's so rewarding. And that has been a really humbling thing for me in my business. And I don't know if you ever have heard that phrase, like sometimes you just have to slow down to like go up. I'm probably not, whatever the quote is. If anyone knows I think it's a John Maxwell quote, but I'm saying it wrong. But the Lord had to really slow me down, because I was like, let's go fast. Let's do this. Let's do this. But I was focused on all the wrong things in my business. And so it has been so much more rewarding on the flip side, focusing on helping change people's lives. So I went to Hawaii in 2019, and I have not earned the trip since then. In 2020, when the trip to Hawaii was canceled, I was so thankful, because it's like, no one's going to know I didn't earn the trip. Isn't that terrible, y'all? But I'm just being super honest with y'all. And because I was chasing the carrot, like that's all. I was just like, I want to be known that I earned that trip, and I'm on that trip. And oh my goodness, like, what is that going to say about me if I didn't earn it? And so I can remember like doing like crazy incentives one month, trying to be able to get enough points one month. And that created so much burnout because of just chasing orders. And since then, I'm like, was a couple months off from earning it this year. And I had so much peace. Like, I loved watching everyone's stories being in Hawaii, and like, oh, that's so inspiring. I cannot wait to earn that trip again, because it is the best trip ever. Oh my goodness. They go all out. Y'all need, like, it's an incredible thing to work for, but working for it, for me, it was working for it the right way. It's not a bad thing to be chasing those things. It was just, for me, I had to learn how to chase it in the right way with being focused on others. And so, and that was all the Lord working in me, because I remember that when they went to Mexico last year, it was so hard for me to look at pictures because I was like, I want to be on the trip. But this year is like so much peace, because I know how the Lord has shifted my mindset to focus on others, that I don't feel burnt out. I don't feel that overwhelm anymore, because I'm not focused on the wrong things. And so that's that's my story. That's where I'm at. And so I hope some of that is helpful for anyone. If you are experiencing any of those things, or maybe you have in your business, or maybe you'll have someone on your team that you'll get to encourage with that. Okay, so there's a couple other questions that I wanted to go through too that Marissa had sent me. I'm gonna pull up the next one. Okay, so she asked me the question, what's working for your team right now? And I'm like, this is the most boring answer ever, but it's consistency, and it's doing my daily IPA. I'm like, that's so boring. I wanted to have like something really fun and shiny and be like, do this thing on Instagram, but I don't have that. All I have is to be consistent. And, I have heard that quote, like, success is boring. And if anyone else, if you like agree with that, put like a 1 in the comments or something, that success is boring, because it's like showing up day in and day out can be boring. It can feel really, really mundane, but that is where I have seen so much growth, and I have seen for my team what's working for us. So I know Brittany and I are in that same Diamond Spirit group where we have to do, it's called Win the Day Done. And it's like getting your IPA sheet done for the day. But it's been, when you get into action and you start just consistently doing it, it just becomes so part of like what you do every day, that actually also has helped cut the overwhelm and cut just feeling chaotic. Cause then I'd be like, oh, what am I going to do? What should I do today? What should I sit down? And you kind of feel that just like uneasiness, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing enough? And, I've got 3 little kids, like my time is like, I do a lot of time blocking. And so when I have that time set aside, like, this is where I am working my business and this is what I know exactly what I'm doing, it cuts the overwhelm too. And I'm not, taking a lot of time off, coming back, taking time off. When I can stay consistent, it just becomes so easy in a flow. So like our thing is like 5 days on, 2 days off. And that has been like the best thing ever. I wanted to share really quick two other things that have been really helpful for our team that we've been working on. And maybe this is something that you guys are experiencing too, but social media and recruitment has been 2 things that we have been trying to focus on. And one thing has been leveling up our social media. And so one of the things that we have been doing, and maybe you guys have done this already, but if you've been with Plexus for a while, you start to have a lot of Plexus friends on Facebook and on Instagram. And I had to unfollow my Plexus people. And that was really hard for me to do. I didn't unfriend them. I just unfollowed them. I didn't unfollow my team, just like my other Plexus friends, because I was like going on social media and all I was seeing was Plexus people. And the algorithm's kind of crazy, where if you are commenting on a lot of other Plexus stuff, it's going to tell the algorithm like, oh, hey, she really likes this stuff, show her more of that. And so my team and I were like, okay, we're going to do this. This feels really hard. We love following our Plexus people. But it's helped us to be able to see other people that we're friends with on social media that we just don't see. And so that's been a huge help. The other thing that we've been doing on social media is stopping the copy and pasting. I know sometimes when you write a post, this was a huge lie for me that I believed for so long, was like, I just don't have anything of value to add. Like, she can say it in such a better way. Why would I try to re-say that? Like, oh yeah, I agree with that. Like, why would I write a post about what I eat in a day, or my favorite yogurt that I'm liking for protein? Like, why would I share about that? It doesn't matter. Who's it going to add value to? And that is totally a lie, because everything you have to say, even if you are in the same, like whatever you're adding value about on social media is in the same category of someone else, it's never going to be the same as the way that you say it and the way that you connect with people. I just reached out to someone today about the business, and she said no, which I'm going to go as a not right now. But when she was so sweet, when she wrote me back, because she's like, one of your posts about like abundance mindset really meant a lot to me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like that was so sweet. But I'm like, it's worth it taking time to write your own content, and it's going to feel really uncomfortable. If you're not used to writing your own content, if you're not used to just putting content out there, it feels like just weird. I was home before Plexus. I posted photos of my baby and like trips, and that was like about it. But like I can't spell for my life, y'all. Like grammar, like I'm the person that I'm like, Google, how do you spell this? And like that word does not exist. I'm like, I'm so off. Google can't even figure it out. And so this was like a really big muscle for me that I had to start working. And biggest tip I can give for this is just start taking time to write. So something that I love to do is on Sundays, I will take some time. We always do quiet hour, like after church, like we just will like have some chill time. And I will just sit and write out some post ideas. And so that there's no pressure. I'm not trying to get a post out right then and there. Like, have y'all ever had it where you're like, oh, I gotta get a post out like right now. Let me quick do this. And then you're like, let me go on her page and try to get some inspiration. Oh gosh, that post was so good. How can I regrade that? Well, I don't want to take it. And then you're just like, go down this rabbit hole. And next thing you know, it's been like 2 hours and you've posted a pink drink selfie and you're like, love my pink drink. I'm like, well, that probably will just get scrolled over. So taking time to like actually sit down and write. And it always feels like this isn't going to work out. It's always going to feel like this is uncomfortable. But the more that you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. And one of the other things that I've learned with writing too, is that you can edit your own post. Like I always felt like, well, I can't edit my own post, but you can edit your own post. Like read it out loud. Does that sound like you? Like, did it flow well? Did you like miss a word? Read it out loud. It's the best thing ever. So that has helped us a ton. I feel like recently just with drawing more people to us versus us like putting content out that people aren't actually reading, because you could put an awesome content out, like post out, but if people aren't reading it, then you're like, well, it's not really making it an impact, right? So the other thing that has helped us with social media is working on just solving one problem. Have you all ever read those posts? You're like listing off like their whole testimony and it's so long. And you're like, I really want to read all of this, but I zoned out after like line 3, but I'm so happy it was amazing for you. So try writing for like one problem. Like you're like, okay, if I can think of one problem Plexus would help me with, and then you're going to have so much more content too, because you're not trying to write. And I do this all the time. I'm like, let me write my story. Oh, let me add this in. Let me add that in. And you have to stop yourself. Just like, what's one problem that you could fix and give a solution for in this post? And that will help a lot with even just having more content. I have one other tip and then I'm going to stop talking because I feel like I've talked a lot. Okay, so the other thing that's been helping us with the recruitment is making sure we're not missing the step of connecting with new people. Especially when you start to be like, if you're doing this for a while, you can start to feel like you're running out of people, which if you're not actively adding new people to your network, you will. So, but it can be really, really simple. It doesn't have to be scary. One, when you're out and about with people, like you can just connect with people. If I like meet someone at a park or I'm out somewhere, I'm like, and they're like a like-minded mama. Like I remember I met a mom once at the pool and she was going to have a home birth and I was going to have the home birth. And I was like, well, I'd love just to like follow and connect your story. And I'm like, are you on Facebook? And we became Facebook friends. She's not signed up for Plexus yet, but maybe one day. But even if she doesn't, like I know other stuff I add on social media is of value and we have similar interests that we can connect about. So you can just do it when you're out and about. Also using like Facebook groups or influencers Facebook post. Now you're not trying to like get the influencer, just like commenting on the influencer's post and trying to find your people. So like there's this one like health guy that I like to follow and I had commented something and then someone else had commented a question and I like comment back. We ended up talking on Instagram and started following each other. And then she saw one of my Plexus posts, started talking about Plexus. So like you can engage your network and build your network that way. So not that I was like trying to get the health guru guy. I was just trying to connect with his audience because they're like, okay, those are my people because I enjoy following him. So people that also follow him are probably my people. So yeah, those are my main tips right now for like social media and recruitment. That's been helping us a ton. But yeah, any questions that I can answer?
If anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. I've got everybody muted.
I have a question. So I am just curious what you guys do for like teaching your new people that are maybe new workers, like new silvers, new senior silvers, new golds, how to love on your people. Like you want to focus so heavily on that. And like I'm a senior Ruby and I just want to like these people that are fast starting, I want to give them a really simple plan. So like right before this call, I did one with my team and gave them like a quick, template type thing where they can refer to for message examples. So I'm just curious what you do.
So I think a couple of things can help, and I love that like, that's something that you want to focus on. And I think just you having that heart, your team is going to feel that and they're going to follow after that. I feel like it's when it's like if you have that hustle mindset, that can fall like down the cracks to your team. And so I feel like just you even like, oh, this is like, I want this to be the heartbeat of my team. You're going to be aware of that and your team's going to feel that. I also feel like I love Genevieve always talks about like shout out more what you want to see of. And so I like just think about two girls on my team that like they just love people really well. And they're always really aware of where their team's at, what their like customers need. And so just like affirming that on them, like I've got a level, she's actually level 3, but she's like my level 1. Her name's Harmony. And I always tell her, I'm like, I just love how you are so focused on others. And because when she tells me how our people are doing, she's like, oh, well, this is going on and that, like, she just loves them so well and will be so aware of how she messages them of what's going on in their life. And so I will just affirm that in her. And so that's one way. And then I think too, like if you feel like you're getting the sense that someone like maybe isn't feeling, you're not feeling like they're more focused on the order. I feel like with those kind of people, sometimes just encouraging them like, oh my goodness, like I'm so excited to see them feel better. This is going to be so great. How amazing that you get to be part of their story this way, so that they can see the bigger picture too of what they're part of, because they might not even see it yet.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. I loved your story tonight.
Thanks, Natalie. Excited for you, Senior Ruby. That's awesome. I'm gonna be Emerald so soon.
Thanks. I'm excited.
Sarah, share what you do for retention. Because like Natalie said, we have a lot of people. We had a lot of people last month. I think 12 people earned the watches. We had a whole bunch of big promotions. And this month, as leaders, Marissa, Natalie, and myself have been talking about like focusing on customer care and retention. So I think I know what you're going to say, but you go ahead, because you may make it sound better. They hear from me all the time. So
yeah, I'm curious what you're gonna say too, Brittany. But this is what I would say, that one of the best ways to help people to stand on products is help them to get some accountability partners and develop silvers. Like that's the best way. Like you get a friend to do this with them, you get them money, even if they're not interested in money, like that just builds so much belief for someone. One of the girls on my team, her girl just went faster at silver and she had no interest, but then she had it one and she's like, oh, this is fun. Like, this is really cool. And then they had another. And so I think one, just like letting them know, making sure that they know what's possible this month, especially with the Nikes. It's like, how fun is that? That is so fun. But that does help people stick around so much. I don't remember the statistic, but it's like 80%, 90% or something. Like if you get someone silver, they're still ordering a year down the road. So I know that's huge for keeping people on their products, is helping them to get a buddy to do it with them. I know you guys do the shout out post. Our team, Marissa did a team call for our team a while back. And we took that idea and I love that. And that has helped us get so many people sharing that maybe wouldn't share, to put a post up and then get a buddy to do it with them that way. But our quick system for what we do is like, try to get them to text their friends, make a post, and then plug them into an event.
what do you say to them? Like say I signed up somebody new last month and I'm thinking in my head, they're not going to want the business, or maybe they told me they don't want the business. But you know how Genevieve has us like word around all of that. How do you bring that back up to them? Or maybe they're just like already started their products. They're almost a full month in. What would you say?
So if I've had someone that they're already on their products, like I want to do just a regular customer care check-in, get a win, find out whatever their win is. And then like, oh my goodness, like this is such an awesome testimony. I love how you're having these awesome results. I bet you'd be able to help so many other people dealing with this. You know, you should throw this up in a post, or this would be such a great thing to be able to help anyone else. I know we talked about the business a little bit, but this month you can earn, $300 and a pair of Nikes, just something to get them open to sharing again, because I know a lot of people's objection in the beginning is like, I don't have a testimony yet, but them trying the pink drink and liking it, there's a testimony. Them having like sleeping well through the night, that could be a testimony. So it really could be the smallest of thing. It doesn't have to be like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road on the products.
Yes.
Hey, Sarah,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you for a second. I'm so happy that you're here. I've been listening to everything you're saying. This is my current situation right now. I'll show you.
Okay.
Look. Y'all, this is my life. Listen, I wanted to remind everybody too that going ahead and asking your team, like you just said, hey, you can earn a custom pair of Nikes if you refer 3 friends. Like, I know that you've never been interested in doing that, but we've got a lot of tips and things that can help you with grabbing those first 3 friends, and they could jump in this 28-day fix with you. You would be surprised at how many people that are just product users, maybe like a custom pair of Nikes. Like, heck yeah. I love that you said that, because there are a lot of people that tell no, that they don't really want to share, but then they may be taking the products for 2 or 3 months, and you never know what season of life they're going to be in. Brittany will tell you she's been doing this for a very long time, and there's a lot of people that have said, no, I just want to use the products. And then 6 months later, they're like, oh yeah, I want to go ahead and start sharing, Okay, Sarah, really quick. I want you to tell them how you felt when you walked across the stage as an Emerald with your baby, and those feelings, because there's people here that have kids, and there's people here that have husbands and spouses, and that see this journey, and that we're like, well, maybe it's not possible. Well, maybe it is. And like, how did you feel when you walked across that stage?
Y'all, it was amazing. I walked across the stage in 2019. And then I walked across the stage at this last convention in Columbus, and it was more impactful to me this last time, because the first time I walked on the stage, I had I almost felt like it wasn't real. Like, have you guys ever ranked up or had success in your business and you're like, well, I know what happened, but like, it didn't really happen. Like, I didn't really earn that. And that's how I almost felt when I ranked up Emerald the first time. Like, I had just a lot of just like dealt with confidence. And then like when I walked the stage in 2022, I just was like blown away and just felt so humble that I got to be part of that, because I knew that was just like all the Lord and his grace. And it wasn't anything special that I've done. Like, it's just been consistent effort, like consistently working this business and showing up, and like past bedtime, we do a quiet hour every day is when I get a lot of work done. And then after my boys go to bed. But it's changed our life so much, and it hasn't been this one huge big jump of things that I've done. It's been this consistent effort, and knowing that you can have like a home that is in order. I'm homeschooling my oldest son. We just started kindergarten. I'm doing pre-K. Like, you can be a homeschool mom. You can cook dinner. I'm really passionate about cooking healthy meals. I cook pretty much every night. You can do that and have a successful business. And so, when I was in my first 2 years, like chasing the carrots for so much, like I didn't have as much peace. And now where I'm at now, like, I have so much peace. I love, 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 love what I do. And I can do both. Like, it doesn't have to be one or the other. And it doesn't have to be something that you're like, I got to let go of everything else to be successful at this. Because it's so true. I mean, I love John Maxwell. He talks so much about it's the small, consistent things. If y'all have read The Slight Edge, I just finished that, and it's the same exact thing. It's like not the big things, it's these small, consistent things that you do day in and day out that lead to big momentum and big things. So,
And that's what Genevieve like says over and over and over on our Sprint to Diamond call every single Tuesday. She's like, if you want to be successful in this business, your team and you just have to do the boring things over and over and over again. You liking and commenting on people's stuff. You're reaching out. You're shooting for 3 no's a day, and you're doing the same boring thing over and over and over again. Those are the people that make it to the top. So,
yes,
I love it.
and being okay to fail with it. Like y'all, I wrote down 2 things that I had failed at. So I was like, I want y'all to know that I'm nothing special. Y'all, I have messaged people before the wrong name. I have done a paste post with personal information that was not mine. Like I have put something in it and someone commented, it's like, I think my mother-in-law texted me. She's like, that's never happened to you. I was like, whoopsies, nope. So y'all, if you're gonna fail and it's okay.
I love it. Great. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions? No. All right. All right. Daisha, do you have anything else?
No, I just want to say thank you, Sarah. That was awesome. I needed every bit of that. Like that was really good. My favorite thing I love how you say chasing a carrot. Like I think that's great. But I love like not focusing on creating customers or not focusing on creating orders, but creating customers and the mindset. That's stuff that like Brittany and Marissa and Natalie have all said to us 1,000 times, but I need to hear that over and over because it's so easy to get caught up to me. It's so easy to get caught up in, oh, I've got to get 1 more person or I've got to get 2 more people, and it's not about that. It's about changing lives for people. So I love that. That was really good. And I also might be guilty about, copying and pasting and the really long posts. Yeah, I think I've done that before. So I've tried to stop doing that. So, but thank you so much for being with us tonight. That was awesome.
Thanks for having me. I'm gonna go jump off. I hear my baby. So bye, you guys. Thanks.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you. You guys, hey, we're gonna do a takeaway, what you took away from tonight in the business builders thread. So y'all hop over there and share what you took away. I made you a little giveaway. I'm gonna send Sarah a little something special for pouring into us tonight because that was amazing. So y'all go share your takeaways. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.